But yeah, you ready?
Yep.
I need my Plarium hat before we get started here. There we go.
Oh, the Plarium hat.
I can't forget the Plarium hat. I know you love it when I bust this out during our collabs. I'll make sure I have it, Cold Brew. Don't worry.
I don't know where my raid hat is. Actually, you've got a new one, right? That's from TwitchCon.
Yeah, I got this one at TwitchCon. Yeah.
Ah, that's
nice.
nice.
It was in like a little gift bag at the raid cell. Or not the raid cell. Makes it sound like I'm in prison. The raid...
It looked like a prison cell, actually.
No, the raid at the raid like station. They had like these little gift bags.
Yeah.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
Hey, what's up? This is Chosen, and in this video, we've got a big one. This is going to be the top 10 champions of each rarity for the new Dungeon Sand Devils Necropolis so that you can help keep an eye on your account and which one of these might be an option for you. I've also got one of the people who's done the most testing out of all the content creators here in Cold Brew joining me to talk about these rankings and talk about some of the best options for you. So let's get into it. Alrighty, how we doing today, Cold Brew? What's up, man?
Hey man, that's a self-proclaimed. Like I said that I did a lot of testing. I don't know if I did the most testing, but yeah, I definitely did my time in there. At least I want to say 30-40 hours of just having the test server open and just trying it out.
Have you ever seen
the whole day today?
Have you ever seen the Count of Monte Cristo, Cold Brew, the movie?
I know. I think I've seen it about a long time ago.
I mean, he says it doesn't matter if you believe in yourself because I believe in you. So okay, I believe in you, Cold Brew. All right. You did a lot of testing. You know what you're doing on this dungeon. I couldn't get the test server to work on my PC.
Yeah.
So I have to kind of lean on some of you guys until I can get in there. But do you want to walk through? Maybe we'll start and work our way up the rares. Did you get a chance to test? It looks like Muckstalker going to be kind of that best budget option there.
Yeah, Muckstalker is number one. He's MVP for the dungeon, I would say. I will definitely say everybody should who has a plan on farming the dungeon, he should go for Muckstalker. That
even endgame players,
Yes, because not everybody will have CF. CF is the exception. We're gonna talk about that maybe later, but it's very specific on his kit. He's so easily accessible, and the 2-turn duration for the sleep makes it very easy to make a team around him to farm at least some specific stages. Not 25 maybe because of the weak affinity, but at least be able to use that 2-turn sleep for your benefit.
Sorry, go ahead. I'm just cropping in here and trying to pull up that 2-turn sleep here, live TV. There we go. 2-turn sleep. Yep. Okay. So you think basically anybody who doesn't have Siffy should consider building a Muckstalker?
Yeah. Anybody who's lacking sleep champions should just definitely go for it. But even if you have some of the sleep champions, he's above all of those. Even the epics that have a chance to sleep, like we can call on the epics a little later that have the sleep debuff because that's an essential part of this dungeon. There's some strategies now forming up the first day of the live that is changing this tier list as we speak. But I'm fine with this as like a first tier list on the first impressions I had through the test server with the champions I have available, of course, on my account, because I don't have everything. But I could still, get an idea of what is good and what is not that great.
Well, speaking of the epics, I see that you put Urigrim as Knight Rev. I don't know how accurate that is, Cold Brew. We might have to have a little Raid 101 lesson session here.
That's the copy pasting gone wrong, right? Copy pasting gone wrong, something.
Yeah, I'll have to fix that. That's all good though.
You're the spreadsheets guy. I'm.
Oh, it's my job to catch it. Okay, I got you.
Yes, you gotta correct it.
That's fair. What about other rares? Are those just like usable, or are these like mid game viable, end game viable?
I would say the other rares are rares that are usable in other places of the game that you could potentially use here. But the whole part of this dungeon is that it's more suited for the end game players who have gone from using the rare so much. For newer players who maybe want to go all the way up to stage 6 or 7, where the accuracy requirements is about stage 20 of the dungeons, you need about 250, I think, accuracy to land your debuff, which is it's doable by mid-game accounts, not new accounts, but mid-game accounts. You can still use some of the rares. Mugstalker as an MVP. Maybe you can use still your Apothecary. He has that triple hit, which might mess up the sleep, but he's gonna help with speed boosting. Diabolus, Crimson Slayer has a sleep debuff as well. Let's say you have him available and you don't want to use Mugstalker, you can use Crimson Slayer, who's also good for versus Force Affinity dungeons. The other rares though is just they just have the potential to be usable, but I wouldn't recommend just going out of your way to level those up. Okay. Without, you know, bringing a good thought behind why would I level them up for just this dungeon, then think again, maybe you can use them for somewhere else. That's why.
Okay, cool. And then is it the same story for the epics? Is it really only like the Geomancer that's super viable and everybody else is just kind of an option, or?
I would say the top 5 have uses. Maybe Thenasel is a little bit better than Zelotar now that I see him. But the top 5 definitely have their uses. Geomancer is MVP, of course, because of the way that he works. He's definitely there. Godseeker and he can also be very good in helping your, at least your one of your champions revive. Let's say you have your Duchess in the leader slot, and you have your Godseeker and she can revive her, and then Duchess revives everybody else.
You heard it here. You heard it here from Coldbrew. Just put your Duchess in the lead spot, and you'll
easy,
easy clap.
I mean, your AOE reviver. It can even be Arbiter, who everybody should have by the time they're considering, you know, pushing this dungeon a lot. Jermasa is available just through just making the referrals. Might not be that easy, but it's there. Rector Drath is very good in terms of healing, and it does have the revive. Cornelia for the sleep, and that's pretty much it. It's general utility on the others who can help out the team that you might be building along with others. You gotta have a synergy. They're not gonna make you know, a team by themselves. You need the synergy, but especially Geomancer and Godseeker, I would say, are the MVPs in terms of the epics.
Okay, cool. And then for the legendaries, looks like some solid choices. I'd say the surprising one, Mother Sibylle, all the way up at top 5. Mother Sibylle's been kind of aging well. You know, people are kind of finding more and more value, and it looks like this dungeon's gonna increase her potential.
Yeah, because she has the revive on death, she's got the speed on her aura, and she's got a speed down as well. You can build her with high accuracy, so you land the speed down. You have, you know, in that sense, reduce that insane speed that the boss has. Now we're talking about the 20 to 25 difficulty, 16 to 25 difficulty for the dungeon, where it gets crazy. So you need that revive on death because the boss will one-shot your whole team. So that's why she got into the top 5. Elva Autumnborn, I just like her kit because of the cleanse, right? She's not as good as Riho. Maybe Elva I should have dropped. And now that I'm rethinking the whole list, I could remove some of those, like Battle, Khazar, and Wither. I could see them being removed there, and I could totally change up the list there. Like for sure, Cardiel could fit in there in the top 5. Because I've seen him in so many teams, which I couldn't test because I just don't have the champion.
Yeah,
his kit is a no-brainer.
Revive on death seems to be super crucial.
Yeah, there's teams forming now that I've seen, which is revive on death and not even one sleep champion, and they just let the boss sleep himself and not use a sleep champion. So that's possible in terms of like almost a speed tuned. So then we have Duchess is just great in terms of just the big revive that she has. Sifi is amazing because she does have the sleep and a revive and speed boosting and block debuffs and increased defense. It's insane.
There's not
insane.
much
the
content
void champions are insane
that Sifi and Duchess aren't going to be good in, or at least like usable in.
But in there, the voids really show their difference here for this dungeon. It's just not only because of the no weak hits, it's also because they have such unique kits that are just leagues ahead of some of the legendaries. Let's say Chagor, even though he might not have been used as often, this champion has a sleep on his A1 skill. He has like a passive which makes him move and attack the boss and then sleep him, and also apply poisons if you give him a toxic set. Makes it very, very good for this dungeon. Acrisia is just fantastic everywhere. Necret is great, I would say, for protecting a single champion. Let's say you want to protect Geomancer, who will be reducing himself max HP. You use just Necret to protect your Geomancer. The reason I had Battle Khazar and Wither was I was going for more tanky teams when I was testing. So Wither and Battle Khazar really help you just survive longer. And the cleanse is something that you really need in the dungeon because of the accuracy down. Accuracy down is very, very bad debuff to have.
And this boss takes a lot of accuracy, so you can't.
Yeah. You cannot apply your debuffs if you've got the accuracy down. There's no way you can build a champion with enough accuracy to say, oh, I don't care if I have it or not. So you gotta have a cleanser or a block debuffs that stays on for the majority of the time, so that your debuffer has a chance to apply all his debuffs properly.
Yeah, gotcha. And you know, we do have a post on the website that I'll link down below that kind of shows these champions and breaks it down, and we will keep that up to date. Like you said, we've got a couple changes to make. I do think we definitely need Cardiel on there, like Cardiel over someone like Battle Khazar, and there's a few changes to make it. And always, whenever a mechanic is this new, we're trying to get you information as soon as we can to help cover it for you, but it's gonna evolve. We're gonna learn new things. We're gonna test new things, and we're gonna have to make changes. So if you've got any things that you've learned in your testing, definitely let us know down below. We're always open to feedback and making changes to try and evolve things to keep it accurate. You're supposed to pick it up for me there, Cold Brew. Okay, that's what we call a toss.
Dude,
I'm tossing it to you. This is tennis. This is tennis. We go back and forth, Cold Brew. Here, come on.
Do you play tennis at 1 a.m.?
Oh, is it 1 a.m. for you? Yeah, okay.
Almost.
We'll give him a break. Okay, we'll get you out of here. We'll get you out of here. I don't want to keep you.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm here. I'm 90% here. 10% I'm sleeping.
Yeah, it's been a long weekend testing all this new content. Is there anything else that you want to touch on before we wrap it up, or is that kind of everything we needed to get done for? Well,
I don't know if your viewers know or if you. But for 2 hours today, Noctar was MVP of this dungeon, so that was fun.
I did. I did hear about that. I've had meetings.
Unfortunately, he can't get on the list.
Yeah, I've had meetings, you know, so I didn't catch all of it, what was going on specifically. I heard of it, but I don't know the specifics.
So Noctar has an exchange health mechanic, and they didn't code him right, so he was using it on the boss, and the boss was dropping to 1 health. So then you would just one-shot the boss, basically, with him, and they were doing 4-second runs. People were doing 4-second runs.
You remember when that was happening with like Seer and the spider?
We had it multiple times. Seer and the spider, and then we had the index bug. Remember that?
Yeah. Me and Darth broke that. Yeah, Darth came on and showed me how to do it, and I did a video. People were doing. Some of you aren't going to be familiar with this, but the index glitch was you could get into a screen that you weren't intended to get to, and it would kind of make your game bug out. And it would make your game skip all animations. So you would like start a dragon run. I've got a video here on the channel for it, but you would start a dragon run and your champions would just stand still and clear the dungeon in like 5 seconds. They wouldn't even do their animations.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good video idea. All right, we'll do this another time.
Yeah, all the history of all the glitches and abuses and bugs.
The biggest glitches the game has ever had.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah,
it looks like
that's
Nodgar was one of them. But I remember when the Seer was nuking the spider, like level 1 Seer was just blowing up level 20 spider instantly.
I didn't have her, but I remember the videos on it.
Yep. Okay, go get some sleep, Cold Brew. Thanks for the collab. Thanks for hanging out with me.
Yeah, no problem, Matt.
All right, I'll link to Cold Brew's channel down below for you to head on over to check out his content. And yeah, have a good night, man. Take it easy.
Yeah, you too.